Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of
Boys, Booze, and Blood.
I am George, XXX.
Hi, I'm Edward, known as Beloved Free.
I'm Alan, Circus Murder.
And I'm Valfornia 13.
I'm the Beta 00.
And today we are talking all about sex. Let us talk about sex.
Sex, baby.
Let's talk about
you and me.
Okay, shots! Shots!
Cheers.
To coming back, to recording again.
To coming.
2018.
Coming.
Yeah.
Oh, this smells terrible.
It is terrible. It's cheap shit.
Okay, guys. While you guys recuperate from that, why did we want to make a sex episode?
Oh my
Because everyone
god.
likes sex.
What the fuck?
Sex is hot.
I think sex is important.
It is important.
It's a carnal desire.
It's a part of the horror formula. You
Part
have
of our-
sex.
It's a
and
tradition.
die.
Yeah,
It's a tradition in
sure.
horror movies.
It is.
Sex
But
sells.
it became such a taboo in society and life and everything that I think horror loves. Oh, sorry, I have my hair on.
What are you doing? Third Thor.
Too much glory holes.
She's not kidding. Exactly.
But the taboo part about sex has become such a just such a weird stigma, and people are so afraid of it. And I think horror movies played up on the joke that, oh, if you have sex, you die, like you said, you know. And I think it's special to have sex in horror movies.
Yeah, they put
It's
it front
important.
and center, like you expect it now from certain horror movies. The intellectual ones now don't have that many sex scenes, and if they are, they're artsy sex scenes. When you just want to see tits and ass, and then get killed
Just moaning.
showing the tits and ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
And I think that's a satire about it, like just the gratuitous nudity of doing an act like that and blah blah blah, and then here you are getting gutted because you are doing this.
Also, I think a lot of people took it upon themselves to think that sex in horror movies was like a warning. Like, if you have sex, you're gonna die, you get these things. It really was just about getting asses in the seats, because sex sells, and if you're gonna get tits, you want to watch the movie, right?
Exactly.
No,
But if that lesson was true, why didn't the Christian people support that? Because I don't know, don't they want to try and sway people?
Yeah,
into
well,
sex?
they weren't
Look what
supporting
happens.
it.
Jason's gonna come and kill you if you fuck.
That was their excuse for those people. For those people complaining about it, they were like, no, it just means that we're gonna die if we have sex. We're actually on your side. But nah, it wasn't the case.
No, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. But I also think because religious people, they wanted to stay away from horror movies because of the violence and the sex, and it wasn't necessarily a type of, oh, it's a lesson, if you have sex you're gonna die. It was more, don't watch this because this is so bad for your eyes, like you can't see any of this, you're too young, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah.
Like, what I think is, going back to the NPAs back in the 80s and stuff, they're like saying you can't watch these things, you can't. Like, a lot of moms were against horror movies in general. They don't care they don't want to hear about what the story is. Even if we're trying to promote safe sex and that, they're not going to hear it. They say it's a horror movie, it's trash, it has blood, it does. A lot of Christians, that's how they're going to see it. It's the devil's movies kind of thing. We're not going to associate anything with it. And if we partake in something like that and do something positive, they're like, oh my god, we're going to be working with the devil. You know how Christians are.
Right.
They're nuts. They're crazy.
I have
religious.
to ask, do you
Religious.
guys think that
cultists.
the rating system, like how it went from PG to PG-13 and rated R and rated X, do you guys think that the ratings have diminished horror movies in a way? In the sense that people watching them, like, let's say Poltergeist. Poltergeist, when it first came out, that movie was rated PG. That is technically not a PG-rated movie.
Yeah.
On standards like that. But do you guys think that it's watered down or washed away certain aspects of
Well, we're the
I-
only country that does heavy censorship, aren't we?
A little bit
Yeah,
more. The
absolutely.
Harsher.
I actually asked this question in high school, and I remember specifically because back when Rob Zombie was trying to do House of a Thousand Corpses, students wouldn't want to pick it up because it was NC-17. And I was talking to my teacher, I was like, why don't they just release it? If it's supposed to be 17 over, a lot of people are going to want to see it because that's
Right.
kind of like the gimmick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's going to want people, like, they're going to be curious.
Forbidden.
Yeah, so it's like, and as adults, they like forbidden things. We want to, like,
Right.
be teased into it. So I asked, why don't they do that? They just said, it's the opposite. Once they know it's 17, because if it's rated R, people could still take their kids as long as they're present. But NC-17, no one anyone under 17 is allowed.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a deal breaker financially in this business.
That's true.
It is, but I also think it's sort of sad to have that because I mean, look into what you're exposed on the news. You know, what
Naked
politician had sex with what? You know, who got killed where?
It was like a scene of Scream.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Harvey.
But like you're exposed to so much. Why not have that push in film? Why not have that gratuitous, overexposed sexual moment? And it has to be cut.
Okay.
Like Showgirls. Showgirls was usually NC-17. I think it should have been kept as NC-17 film. It should not have been cut. It should not have...
I mean, what else were they gonna show us? We already got her period and everything.
Exactly. Like, we already have that moment in the movie.
Yeah.
So...
Conservatives. That's all
You
it
know,
is.
yeah, it's like NC said, the MPAA is a bunch of old people that don't like sex or anything like that, so of course they're gonna cut that shit.
you know
Like,
what
if it was made out of us, then we would let everything go, you know?
It reminds me of The Simpsons with Maude, where she's like, think of the children. When someone think of the children, that's what they do. They're like, this is gonna... They're blaming the children who are started killings and acting out. They blame the movies. They're
I'm
like,
sure children see worse shit though. Like some of the kids that I work with, they tell me things that I'm just like, okay, like second graders already talking about
Killing squirrels.
I see boobies, and I'm like we was a field trip last week, and then one of them was telling me like something about boobies, and I'm just like, stop saying the word boobies. They're like, he's like, but you ever seen the big round ones with the brown ones? I was like, what the hell are you watching talking about the brown ones? Like,
But
but I think maybe they see this shit for fun. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like watching porn for fun.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh my god, and with friends too, when you're drunk, you're like,
know,
oh my god.
Pterodactyl porn!
Or like the Bridget the Midget. Like, that shit is fun to see. Like,
Cake farts.
Oh, no. There was another one. There was like a fart porn thing. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, cake farts, no?
Cake farts? No,
Have you
no,
seen
it was
that?
just some dude just like farting.
Oh.
But I thought it
Are
was
they
funny.
sharding too?
Like,
Any sharding?
no, it's just this dude's ass like going like, and you don't notice how your ass puckers when you fart.
Oh, yeah, it makes
yes,
noise.
you
Yes,
do.
it does.
Yes, you do.
It does.
Okay, wait. So y'all left, and Eddie stayed at my house for Christmas. Or from Christmas. He stayed later, and we watched pterodactyl porn.
You posted it on your social media. Oh, no,
Did
you
I
did.
did. I did.
What the fuck is this?
And
I
then
showed that at my work,
laughing
too.
my ass
I
off.
put on cake farts, and it's this girl who goes in the kitchen and she sits on top of a chocolate cake and farts into it.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then she lifts her butthole up,
Yeah.
and she's getting ready to fart, and that thing twitches and fucking opens just a little bit, and then it just like lets it out.
It's like
Oh
a
my
little
god,
pulse.
it's the greatest thing in the entire world. Like
my
you said,
God.
that butthole puckers.
Yeah.
It's funny to me. I don't know what
It's,
it is.
it
just
is
like,
funny. It is funny.
And even just the regular straight porn I used to do it in high school with like my friends. We would like, it was a VHS at the time, but you know, it was just funny. Like there was a certain part where this just chick's getting banged for like even 20, 30 minutes, and it's just like she's getting tired. She reaches for a water bottle and just starts drinking the water. It's just things like that is funny. It's entertaining.
It
Like,
is entertaining.
It is super
Especially the parodies.
Exactly.
Parodies are super
Even the
hilarious.
parodies are good. Like some of the, I don't know. Have any of you seen
It's
like
not
I saw
Friends,
Twilight.
XXX.
the Twilight porn was, I guess.
Have you guys seen the Scooby Doo one? I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
hate
gay
that
scream one
shit.
was okay.
I didn't see that one.
It was stupid because it's like it was. It has one of the actors I like. His name's Tom Falk, and like it's just Ghostface fucking him, which is kind of weird to see.
Yeah.
Because he was just on the phone. And it's like he was in the kitchen. But, I mean, it was funny.
I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Do
Like,
I
it was
smell us
hot,
watching a
but-
video?
It's a novelty. Like you like seeing that because it's kind of. I feel like the whole taboo thing comes into it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's taboo. You
Yeah.
love it.
People don't watch it with the humor, and they're not gonna be like, "Oh my god, so funny! They're getting killed and getting fucked." Like, like us, we fucking love that shit. But like the people who are in charge of the ratings, like,
You know, it's because you're not supposed to enjoy sex. It's supposed to be between a man and
It's
a
such
woman.
a
It's supposed to be,
sin.
you have to be married, and it's only when you're having kids.
it's generational.
You
It's so
can't-
stupid and generational.
That's what it is.
Mhm.
It's conservatives.
Yeah.
But it's so weird how Europe is different. Because
But wait, I was gonna say, like, I was gonna quote Scream. Like, horror movies don't create psycho killers; they just make them more creative. So
Mhm.
stop blaming the movies.
yeah, stop blaming the movies. I don't know why you have to be blamed.
They blame the movies and the music, so anything artistic that they can
Yeah.
blame anything on, they will.
But it has to be something that's pinpointed on the public eye because that's the only logical thing to do. That's the only logical thing to blame is when someone go psychotic. Oh, they probably listen to Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, typical.
Or they watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's so predictable now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
shut up and grow up. This
No, it's
Wait,
he
those
like
are the ones
he
that
like
are, like,
watching
behind
Rugrats,
closed
okay?
Yeah, listening to Britney.
Yeah, he listened to Britney. Like, there's
Yeah.
no correlation.
So stupid.
It's just fun.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
is.
always fun to pinpoint the slut too. Because you're like, oh, she's
Yeah.
gonna die. So you play that game, like-
I would love a movie where the sluts don't die. Do
Me
we have
too.
one of those?
Oh.
Do we have one of those?
Think about it, that's
but
a
you
good
know,
question.
That is a
actually,
good question.
The final girl, she's supposed to be like, she's supposed to die after she has sex, and she doesn't.
Who?
She, the mom.
Oh, because she doesn't have sex.
I know, but she was supposed to originally because she
okay.
has sex and she gets killed.
Well, yeah.
But she doesn't have sex and she
Yeah.
lives longer.
Okay. Alternate realities. Okay, I
Alternate.
get you.
Multiverse.
alternate universe.
I don't know, can you remember your first sex scene in horror? I can't.
My first.
I can't.
That's gonna. I'm gonna have to think about that one for a second.
Or your first boobs.
My first boobs. I mean, 9.5 weeks. I told you guys. I was
but
watching.
that's not a horror movie.
That's not
Okay,
a
but
horror
we'll take
movie.
it. We'll
Okay.
take it. We'll take it because
I guess.
that's the first thing you came up with.
It's my first vivid memory of watching gratuitous sex,
Sex,
and this
okay.
was in Bulgaria.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And
Tell him the story.
This is a good story. So I'm in Bulgaria. I'm maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. But my parents had the 9.5 weeks VHS, and the only way you could watch them is when it's dubbed in Bulgarian, but it's dubbed by only one guy. So he would dub the women parts. He would dub everything.
Oh, that show would be funny.
It's hilarious. If I can get that VHS to work here, I would totally bring it and we can
Live
watch
feed.
it. I'm sure it's still back there.
I saw a live feed.
I appreciate and love my parents for never giving a fuck about watching, for letting me watch gratuitous sex or anything like that. Because I watched it. I watched 9.5 weeks. My parents let me watch American Pie with them. They took me to see Scary Movie in theaters with them. And it was one of those things where I don't know if it was the European way.
It's a European thing, I feel.
No, hold on. I watched Cruel Intentions with my mom. And you know
Yeah.
when she's like on top of him and he's like massaging,
Mhm.
like, I feel so, got the blue, blue, blue. And I just turned to my mom. I was just laughing. And she
She's
just
laughing,
put
yeah.
her head down. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm
My parents do
very
the same thing. They're like, oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
movies you like to watch.
Yeah, my mom said
Yeah.
the same thing. She's like, you like that? I was like, I didn't know what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
it was my first time
That
watching
was a PG
it.
movie. Is that from Disney?
I'm here for Sarah.
I do remember an embarrassing moment I had with my dad when we saw Dawn of the Dead. And you know how he's fucking that
the girl.
chick and he's videotaping it? Like, I just
Oh,
remember in the
God,
theater, my dad
yeah.
looking at me, he's like, and I'm just like,
Because that was like a second scene. Like, that
Yeah,
shit
that
was
was-
just like a flashing
but
scene.
he still had to tell me something about it. I was just
Wow.
like, but I'm like, you know, you enjoyed it too.
Tell him you have sex.
That's so funny.
I know. It's like,
Father and son moment.
Yeah.
My first, I guess, nudity that I remember was Nightmare on Elm Street 4 when
Okay.
the girl's in the bed.
Mm.
The girls in the bed.
Do you remember?
Is that the third one though?
The fourth one.
The girls in the bed.
You remember they said they killed the remaining Elm Street kids? Oh my god, I forgot his name. The kid who was
Philip.
no, not Philip. Who was
he was mute?
yeah.
Isn't
Oh,
The-
Joey.
Joey.
Joey was hot as fuck.
So, oh god,
Yes.
yes. So that was my first pair of boobs I remember when she popped out of the bed.
God.
And I
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
and my first
I
instinct,
was thinking the Joey scene from the third one, where
Yeah.
she's the nurse.
Nurse.
Okay, sorry. Go.
Yeah.
but I didn't see the third one. I saw the fourth one first,
Gotcha.
and when I saw the movie, I thought of mermaids. I was like, oh, she's so pretty in the water.
Put her boobs
Put
out.
her boobs out. She forgot her shells.
What about you,
I
Alan?
don't know. I can't even remember. This whole time I've been sitting here trying to think of what it was.
It has to be Hellraiser.
No. Because there's. Well, I mean, no. Because the second one is the only one that they have, like, an actual sex scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even really a sex scene because it's just, like, a bunch of white sheets. Like, you don't see anything.
Mm.
And the first one doesn't really have a sex scene in it. You get, like, a sneak peek of Julia and Frank,
Mhm.
but you don't actually see anything for
That's
that
not
either.
really hot, is it?
I can't even remember like the first one that sticks
It's
out in
hard
my
because
head.
we've seen so much.
It's-
Yeah,
Exactly.
my first one has to be. I didn't answer. My first one was, I think, Friday the 13th, Part 7.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's the girl who gets killed with the sleeping bag.
Mhm.
You know, she gets
Yeah.
she has sex before that, and she hurts her,
Mhm.
shows her tits. So that was my first sex scene and my first tits that I can remember.
The first one that I can actually like maybe pinpoint seeing for the first time is probably in Clockwork Orange when they rape like this girl. They rape a couple people in that movie, but they like the first time that you see it, like they're raping some girl in this abandoned theater, and it's like a group of guys, like they're just like tossing her around, and like her tits are flopping everywhere, and like she's screaming, and then
okay, I remember it took me a while. I was like, wait a minute, I've seen that movie a long time ago.
Did you answer yours?
I mean, like I said, I can't remember. Maybe the first time I've seen like a sex scene was probably the Blue Lagoon.
Oh, did they have sex?
Yes, they did.
And it was very sensual. It was
the first
very
one?
like Skinamax porn type shit. Like, I used to love watching Skinamax.
Right.
Because like my aunt would have the good cable, and so like and they would play that shit at like 8:00 at night.
Yeah.
So she'd
8
be, like,
o'clock. Jesus.
They did because she had the 3 hours ahead type shit. So I would like
advanced cinema.
So like she'd be upstairs, I don't know what in her room, and then I'm downstairs and I'm watching this shit. Like I remember it was called Busty Cops or some shit like that. I don't know. I used to love it.
I remember those movies that were always a tease that they never showed. They like
never
showed
showed anything.
the perfect angle, but it didn't show
Oxygen had
anything.
something like that. It was
Oxygen.
called Oxygen had like a show like it was erotica. It was like full on sex.
You
But
know
I would
Chelsea
stay up
Handler?
late for it.
Chelsea Handler was in one of those.
Was she?
Yeah.
What, really?
It was
What's
like
it
a
called?
like a Skinamax kind of thing. It was so stupid.
That's funny.
It wasn't called Passions. It was called something. It was on Oxygen. I remember.
Interesting.
I
It
love
was
that.
more like a TV show type thing. but
Yeah,
it was,
because I remember there was
yeah.
it was like a secretary type thing, and like he did her in the back, but they like were like inconspicuous about it.
MTV used to have something like that too.
Yeah, like sex stories or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes.
Anyway,
We're
we're
horror.
yeah, we're not. Most of us are not horror, but yeah, that's it brings us back.
That's okay.
Yeah, it brings us
We're
back.
talking about sex.
Yes.
Okay.
I like
You're right.
Because
You're
then,
right.
but
You're
maybe
right.
that is the pull. That's like what like
Yes, that's what
movies,
started
like,
you. Yes,
and then
you're
you
right.
see something more exciting, like oh they're gonna get killed too. Like that's awesome.
You're right. I'm wrong.
I have a question.
What?
Do you guys remember the first time you jerked off?
To a movie? To anything?
Ooh, let's do movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
To a movie.
To a movie. I know mine.
I don't know the first one, but I know like I jerked off to the scene in the remake of Night of the Demons.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really cool sex scene with that guy, and he's like,
Yeah,
his,
he was hot.
his movements were hot, so I was like, oh shit, he must be good in real life. So yeah, I pulled it to
That's
that.
not just acting.
I know what like I don't remember a specific movie. The only thing that comes to mind is it was a True Life episode.
God.
It was like it was the one where these motherfuckers were trying to lose weight, but it was a dude in a wrestling team.
Oh.
And like when they would weigh in, they'd always have to be naked. So like that was the only
I
vivid
kinda
memory.
remember
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Remember
say
that
because
one?
of the wrestling. The wrestling's hot.
Well,
I
that
love
too,
True
but, like,
Life.
You jerked up to tortas?
No, they were like no. It was this dude. He was like trying to be like I don't know. I guess in wrestling you have to make a certain weight to be in a certain
Yeah,
class.
to be a certain, yeah.
So he would like do the crash dieting thing. I remember the other stories. It was like some bitch in a cheerleading competition or something else. But it was
I do remember
specifically the
cheerleading.
wrestling thing. Like, and they would always weigh in naked,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. That was it. That's
That's
like the
what got
vividest
you?
memory, I guess.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow.
Well, not cool, but you know.
I'm sure there was a horror movie I did, but
no,
like, I don't remember.
it's
Yeah.
the first thing that comes to mind for sure.
What about you, Eddie?
It was not a movie. It's more of a horror show. I remember being in high school and I used to watch Buffy during the day.
Ooh.
And I used to have a huge crush on Giles.
Oh my god.
So I got
Giles is zaddy.
He
Fuck
is.
off.
hot. He's like my
But what
type.
scene are you talking about?
Oh, any of them. I used to watch on FX.
Clothes Giles gives it to him.
Anything. Oh,
Giles
anything
is
with
sexy.
Giles.
I'm sorry.
He's
Giles is sexy. And
The
that
accent?
accent, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember I used to wake up at like 6 in the morning to watch FX because they used to have a double feature of Buffy. So I used to watch it, and every time I saw Giles, I used to just take care of business.
Yes. Hashtag daddy problems.
Yeah, literally.
Hashtag cosine.
I'm Ingrid.
Tales of the Crypt, Bordello of Blood.
Yes, you told me. You're right.
That's a good one.
That was my first pair of titties in a horror movie I ever saw.
But wait, who's?
That
I've
was
never
also
seen it.
the
Who's
first-
in it? Who's?
Nobody.
The Crypt
knows.
Keeper.
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
It's
That's
one
the
of their-
first time you jerked
yeah,
off?
That's the first time I
Oh,
jerked
like-
off to a movie, and of course it was to girls.
funny.
Because at the time I was into girls.
Mm-hmm.
My big moment was watching Showgirls. I remember, like, it was the most vivid memory of me jerking off to a movie, and the pool scene when he walks out with that gorgeous thick ass, and he's just walking towards her, and he fucks her brains out in the pool. I was just like, okay, cool. And then the scene in the club when she's like grinding on him, and he comes without her touching him.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was done.
I was just like, my wrist was fucking ooh.
You guys tried it.
That was my favorite jerk off moment.
That rubber, I'm telling you.
Do you guys remember any like guy that sexually
That's the problem.
awoke your cataplum?
Oh, I thought you meant like guys that you see in horror movies, because you don't.
Well, yeah, guys in horror movies specifically, but
It's
like
always the chick in the tits. You don't see like, there's a guy's ass. Like otherwise, because that would have caught my eye.
for sure. Let's talk about that. Why is there more female nudity than male nudity? Like it's so not
the
balanced.
horror genre is kind of pushed to like the adolescent straight male.
Yeah.
But it's put. That's exactly it. It's pushed, but that doesn't mean that.
We don't nowadays. It should be different though.
It
Now they're realizing that women are the market, so I would think
women
that they
are
would.
the market. I know so many girls that are into horror movies, and they feel cheated because it's always tits and vagina and like, where's that nice round plump ass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think the horror community has changed drastically in the years, where it's become, instead of it becoming more straight central, it's become very heavily homosexual and women.
Yeah. But at the same time, the sex has diminished in movies.
And I wouldn't say homosexual. I would say homoerotic.
Homoerotic, yes. Yeah. But I'm speaking from in the sense that the gay community is so much bigger in the horror community than anything else, and
it's more than they realize.
It's exactly
Definitely.
it's more out there. It's more known right now that there's a lot of gay support in horror.
At the same in the same hand, there's a lot of gay people working for horror movies right now. Like we follow a bunch of them on Instagram.
The director from Better Watch Out.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day, Chris
Dan
Landon.
Mancini.
There's a bunch of Blumhouse people that are gay that are working at Blumhouse.
He's gay?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Daddy.
Damn.
No, but yeah, it's out of balance. And at the same time, like I kind of miss sex in horror movies. Like now everything's trying to be intellectual, and even the scenes are more artsy and intellectual. Like just
Like
give
Chucky
me a
fucking
nice.
Tiffany.
Yes, exactly like that.
Are you making rubber?
But like, just give me a nice Friday the 13th type sex scene.
Like
when
the remake.
It's just,
The remake, yeah.
No, any Friday
Well,
the because in some
that's
movies,
one of the newer ones
in some
I like.
movies you're expecting a sex scene. In Friday the 13th, I'm expecting a sex scene.
Right.
In The Witch, I wasn't expecting a sex scene. But you know what I mean? Like it just give me a good brainless sex scene once in a while.
The only movie I thought
that.
was close to it, like as a gay sort of sex, not even a full-on sex scene, because that I wouldn't expect in any horror movie. But The Town That Dreaded Sundown, when those two dudes were in that junkyard,
and they were
and
kissing.
I thought they would at least okay, one of them was blowing each other, and that's when the killer would come in. It was just hinted, and I'm just like, fuck, like you could at least push it. Like I appreciated the fact that they did that, but I thought like, okay, push it one step further, and you're like, okay, cool. Make it part of the formula.
Right.
Like, it's for everybody across the board.
Like, if you're gonna go there, go there.
Go there, exactly.
I
Like,
think-
Deliverance did it.
Oh, okay, that was a male
What is
rape.
it?
Yeah,
Deliverance.
Deliverance. There was a male rape, and I kind of it wasn't graphic. You didn't even enjoy it, but like
An American History X.
what? That's
Oh
what,
yeah.
kind of. But you don't enjoy. I don't enjoy rape.
No, see, to me, like, there's a difference.
like roleplay.
I don't consider, like, then there's tons of rape scenes in movies.
game.
I don't consider that part of sex and horror. Like, I consider the two things too different.
Yeah.
I think,
like violent.
like okay, like if we're gonna go there, but to me, rape is more of a masochistic thing, and it's part of the horror.
Yeah.
I consider sex
It's
separate.
the violent side of
Yeah.
It's
horror.
the violent side of it. So I
Yeah.
don't consider that any sort of sex-wise, because like I looked up, I'm not gonna lie, I looked up lists and everything, and like a lot of the things that I looked up, it all has to do with that, and I'm just like, no, to me, those are the simple scenes of sex where you're like fucking
Sexy
and then
scenes.
sexy
That's why
scenes that you're like,
sexy
ooh,
scenes.
you know?
I can before I lose my train of thought. There's Ryan Murphy has a lot of homoerotic kind of things in
Sort
American
of,
Horror
in a Horror
Story,
Story.
which is noted, but it's on TV, so you don't really get it. But like that Gaga scene with Matt Bomber was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
There's like the
cemetery and
where's that that guy Dandy. The dandy guy?
Yeah.
He was hot, and he had a scene with Matt Bomber, too, in there.
Oh, he was hot.
That was okay.
He showed it on the show,
The
too.
Ricky Martin sex scene they just fucking had
Oh, yeah.
was so graphic. For
Yeah.
Was
Did you guys?
it?
Oh, have you guys been
You
watching the
almost seen his
Versace?
dick.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was like literally you just needed to see his dick. Otherwise, he was naked.
Wow.
Ricky Martin. Yeah, that was hot. He was hot.
Ricky Martin.
Mm-hmm. Even Darren Criss, he made like a whole dancing scene in an underwear. Darren Criss is fucking hot. Fuck, his ass is like delicious.
His face in
And
it.
there's like he's like straddling a guy and like taping him up. And
Ooh.
he's
I'm gonna need links for this.
Oh, we need to watch it after.
I gotta go.
So signing off now.
Yeah, no, Ricky Martin, Darren Criss, homoerotic for sure.
Wow.
Thank you, Ryan Murphy. Continue, Circus.
Go, George.
I think sex humanizes horror. I think when there's sex and there's stuff like that, it makes the I don't know. It just makes the connection between two people that more human, and it gives you that heightened adrenaline almost in a way because you get excited. You're kind of just like, okay, great, this is happening. Blah blah blah. Yes, they die, and it's
But they died
Because it could happen to you. You never
Exactly.
know.
What's that?
It could happen to you. You never know. I mean, 1 second you're getting your back blown out, and then all of a sudden some dude just walks in. You know.
Sex is fucking natural. That's why it humanizes you because it's natural. We
Sex
all
is
like to have
very
sex.
natural. I don't know why people are so afraid of it.
You know what it reminds me of?
Because it's animalistic.
It reminds me of Esther from Orphan. You know how her bedroom has she has like drawings of everyone having
that
sex.
nasty bitch.
She likes her daddies.
She was flicking the bean.
She was like 10 minutes watching them having sex.
Bean. Gross.
Is sex important for horror, guys?
No.
Why?
I don't think it's important for horror only because you can do a lot to be scared without having that element in there. I mean, it's a fun element. Like, to me, having sex is a natural thing. You like, if you want to make your characters more human, like just to go into the everyday life, sure, because it's natural. We all do it. But why not do that with the kids that are getting haunted? They're jerking off in their beds too. I'm just saying, it's a humanistic thing. Like, for us, it goes with the genres, I think. So, like, for a typical slasher, yeah, because, I mean, that's part of the formula. It's classic, you know? And, like, I'm a person that likes old school. I'm a classic type of person. You go with that kind of formula. If you're going through a haunting, the family's innocent, and that's why they're getting haunted.
Yeah.
The ghosts always fuck with the people that, are, like, the goody-goodies, Yeah. So I don't think sex is necessary in horror. It heightens it. It makes it more fun. But if that's not the type of movie you're going for, then it's not necessary. It all depends on the genre to me.
I agree.
My issue is, and I was kind of like a gray area. I don't mind sexuality in movies, gay, straight, whatever. I like it, even if it's hinted, like in Scream, she's still wearing her bra and it's hinted that they're having sex, but she didn't show anything. But then there's also nudity, and nudity could go both ways. It could be more of a sexual thing, or it could be something more tragic, like a rape scene, which, I can't watch those kind of things. Like, if I watch the remake of The Hills Have Eyes, I can't watch the whole trailer. Like, anything involving, like...
Last House on the Left.
Yeah, House on the Left.
Yeah.
Like,
Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah, so
like,
that...
I can't...
So,
like,
sex... Yeah.
It's hard.
So, sexuality and nudity is two completely different things.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Sexuality, I'm all for it. I like sex. I think it's fun. It's part of the tradition of old school movie, like 80s, 70s horror films. So, I think that's always fun to have, to use that and utilize that. But when it comes to nudity, I can go either or. Like, some movies, I don't need to see.
I agree.
Yeah, like, I guess it was more for an effect for the movie or for the scene, but it's just, yeah, I could do something I could do without the nudity with the violence and stuff like that. But that's just me.
Have you seen the original, I Spit on Your Grave?
Nah.
Like, that's
I don't
just
think so.
20 minutes of rape. Like, that
It's
shit was
like-
a lot.
it's a
Like,
lot.
I turned it off the first time, and I had to wait a few days and then rewatch it.
Yeah.
It's, to me, back in the 70s, it was all shock. So I guess, like, back then it was kind of like, okay, rape is a shock. It's like, that's what got people in the seats, and, people watch those movies. It's a grindhouse type flick.
But also Wes Craven was doing something. He was trying to inform the the masses of what rape actually does to a person. And I think he was very
Yeah.
smart about the way he portrayed rape in that film, because it wasn't
That was very
just
tame though too.
it was, and it wasn't just to be there just to do
Right.
shock value for the
Wasn't
film.
just for the sake of rape.
It wasn't just for the sake of it. Wasn't just for the sake of the story. It was
Mm-hmm.
there because it was supposed to teach you about how fucked up the world is.
And you know what's a great moment where they showed that? You like the 100 greatest scary movie moments. They put that Last House on the Left scene on there, and he was talking about how after they finished and everything, and she got up and she started putting on her clothes. They showed that scene, and they're just like the people who like did it.
Yeah.
She was just like that chick was just cleaning her knife, and they were just looking at her, and they were just watching. And it's like he was describing a moment where they were just like processing like what they did.
Uh-huh.
So it's like it was a very eerie moment, and I think it was put on that list because it's, you know, like they just raped this chick and they're just like, okay.
Yeah.
They're just
Also-
watching her get up and like put herself together. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking like scary
It's
to me.
hardcore.
And
It's
also,
hardcore.
not all of them are rape. Like I was just thinking of Hostel 2 with Heather. You know, she's
Yeah.
hanging upside down
Uh-huh.
and they cut her. Just seeing her naked upside down like already disturbs me. I can't
Yeah.
even see what happens afterwards. But thinking of her, like just even seeing her scraping around her boobs and around her waist, that still irks me. And it's not even a rape scene.
Yeah. But she's naked while she's...
It's because they're
Yeah.
vulnerable.
You're so vulnerable when you're
Yeah.
naked.
You're very-
Yeah.
And when you're exposed like that, and someone's tarnishing you,
Yeah.
you're exposed like that. But yeah,
Oh god, that scene is so disturbing.
I could watch anything out of all the movies, but that one scene, I can't. Something about it
So
just like, I had to skip it. But I also want to throw one more thing into it. Being the sci-fi nerd, when you were talking about rape and sexuality, the whole Aliens and Species movie
Yeah,
revolves
Species.
around sexuality
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Because the whole point of a face hugger is to rape a male. Because
Yeah.
most of the guys are the ones who get the chest purchase. The whole point is a male to get raped, and that's why
In his...
it looks like a vagina. Something sticks out
Right.
of it,
I
and
cannot deal with...
and it
fucking facehuggers.
impregnates the
I
guy.
cannot.
Yeah.
So that was against that for women and being, what do you call it, kind of like exposed like that. I
Yeah.
guess, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the Species one was one that I grew
I
up
love
with
that.
too.
I love
Yeah.
Species.
Yeah. And it's all about sexuality
It's a
too.
good
Like,
proof.
It is.
gonna-
She just
It's
likes that.
super cool.
Like both of them, the guy and the girl, they just like to knock boots. And her titties come into little tentacles and shit. And starts choking and ganging on people.
That's interesting.
But
Have
yeah.
you guys seen Under the Skin with
I
Scarlett
haven't.
Johansson?
No.
I haven't
That was
seen
good.
That was
Is she
a good
naked
movie.
in that?
She is naked.
She's full on naked.
She's
like,
full on naked.
Is that her?
It is.
No, no,
it is.
she-
it is.
she
She
said it was
actually,
her, too.
yeah, she actually did it. But
It's Jen Francis' body.
It's just my head. It's Jennifer Aniston's body.
what they did with that film, which I appreciated, it kind of goes with like the Species and Aliens. They used sexuality in a way that was disturbing. It wasn't to show off how sexual she is and how gorgeous she is or anything like that, but it just, the nudity of it was so wrong to watch because of what happens in the movie that you're
I
kind
haven't
of just
seen it,
like,
don't tell me.
I'm not telling you, I'm not gonna tell you, but you're just kind of just like, you're taken aback a little bit and you're like, oh my god, this is okay, this is actually happening, this is, yeah,
I wanna watch
you should watch it.
I have it. I need
It's
to
And
good.
you know what's
Yeah.
funny? What I liked about that, like, and this is not to spoil because this is just part of the general
okay.
plot. This is what she does. But like the guys she lures,
Mhm.
they're all real on camera.
Yes, they are.
And like they didn't even know who she was. Her wig is convincing.
Yeah.
And she just drives her in a van, all in where was she, London or whatever the fuck.
I-
Shut up. They're real guys. They're
Real
just
guys.
being
Yes,
paid. That's
yes.
so cool.
Real
So
guys
they would
that
drive
they-
around and she would open her window and she would just talk to
As-
random
you know,
strangers.
yeah.
I've seen many pornos like that.
Yeah.
Because like
Papers.
because like the camera is like as if it's like a bait bus. Like it's,
Yeah.
the camera's just like, you know,
Bait bus.
and I'm surprised. I'm like, none of these dudes know who Scarlett. I could probably
I know,
point her out
right?
in a
The
wig.
gays will be like, oh my god, it's Black
Yeah,
Widow.
like the only one I think that was like an actual actor was the dude with the dysmorphic face. He was the only one that was a real actor. But-
Yes, but I also think his face is actually like that.
No, his face is actually like that.
No,
Shade.
okay,
That.
okay.
No, he's an actual.
No, there's no shit at all.
No, it was just funny.
He's
It was
a,
funny.
he's a
Joking.
technically
Yeah.
disabled actor. He has like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the disease is called, but
I don't either.
Elephantitis.
something like that.
Some,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
He
much.
looks like that, but
yeah. You should watch the movie.
it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Alan, is sex important in horror?
Not yes and no. It depends on the type of movie you're going for and like what is going on. Because like I wouldn't expect a sex scene in a haunting movie or anything like that. But
although we have the entity,
Scary movie
well,
too.
that's
there's a ghost
Yes,
fucking a person
this
or
is
Hollow
true.
Man.
Yeah.
but like a generalized like a haunting movie, like
Yeah.
like their house is being haunted, whatever. Whereas the entity, that thing was attached to that person, so it wasn't really a haunting. But when it comes to like somebody being murdered in a movie or a slasher or somebody being stalked, then yeah, like you want that sexual interaction between what's going on. It just gives you that extra whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's interesting that you said that, because I feel like even like the haunted movies, they do use a lot of sexuality to, you know, lure somebody in or to become something.
That's a scary movie too.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's just, it happens in movies.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't
it
feel
happened on
like
the House on Haunted Hill.
yes, you don't have to
Yeah.
have sex, but sexuality is just so present. I
Appealing.
It's a lot
It's
more
appealing.
sensual. Like it
Yeah.
brings
Yeah.
you in, and
That's way
yeah.
sexier, I think. If you have a nice, like, sexy scene where you show, like, Cabin in the Woods, when that Jesse something is taking his shirt off and you can barely see his ass or whatever. It's just sexy, you know? And it's appreciated.
Yeah.
I think the last good sex scene I saw was Halloween, the Rob Zombie Halloween movies. I don't think I've seen any, like, sex scenes since then.
Which one? Like with her boyfriend, where you like
The
got
first
her
one,
early?
the Daniel Harris one, and like the one where they're in his house, like that's and you
I
they
feel like
kind
those
of
are more
expect
comic.
that. Well, yeah, but there's the last sex scenes I saw in
Right,
a horror movie,
okay.
and in a Halloween movie you kind of expect the
Yeah.
sex scene, though. Like in a
Like-
Jason movie, you expect the sex.
Right.
Scene.
It's true, because I mean, they don't. Some people don't want to push that bar. Like Rob Zombie, he's like he's a fan himself, so that's why it's like that's an important formula. And like, I mean, those sex scenes weren't. They weren't, to me. They weren't good, only because like, you know, he had the same kind of sex in two scenes where the guy's nut early. You know, that's always the thing. Okay, you already finished, and then here she gets killed. So, you know, to me, it's like it would be a good sex scene. It's
But they're
just, you
high
know,
school kids. They not early. I'm just saying that, like, I miss. I don't. It's not needed in horror, but I
Yeah.
kind of miss it. That dumb, sexy sex scene
It's a
that
fun
it takes
element.
exactly, and it's not needed. But yes,
You know, I just realized, like, growing up, I was like, when you watch these movies, you're like, these are supposed to be like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds having sex, and you're showing
Exactly.
titties. Something I just realized as an adult, like, this is kind of gross.
because they're
I love it.
pedophiles.
Yeah, but I'm like, these are like 16, 17-year-old kids. Like, people are portraying them
Yeah,
as
yeah,
kids
yeah.
having sex.
30-year-olds portraying
Yeah.
15-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm just like, am I bad for like liking this guy?
Now thinking about it, right?
Thinking about it.
Everything's wrong.
I'm aroused by him.
Hashtag me too.
But maybe like nowadays
Time's
the
up.
movies are kind of like making them more older, maybe for that reason. Because like what I think about is like the Friday 13th reboot. I don't think they specify that they were high schoolers, but like
I think
They were college.
They look like college.
They
they
were
were
college
college and they were free. They were fucking like crazy there. Like
Your tits are your.
that's
your
everybody. I
tits-
feel like that's everybody's
your
favorite
tits
sex
are
scene in the recent
stupendous.
It
years.
is.
To me,
Yeah.
it was mine.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Like, I liked
He's
it.
hot. She's hot.
It was long.
Yeah.
It was a long sex scene. Like, it
Jason's
was just like-
watching.
I remember
funny.
I remember watching the movie in theaters and everyone was just like, why the fuck is this happening right now? And I'm just like,
Why
the fuck
isn't it
not?
happening?
It's a
He's
Friday the
horny.
13th movie. Come on.
He wanted to fuck Daniel Pennebaker and she left, so now she gotta fuck this bitch.
And she was down. She was DTF.
Was
She
that,
was hot,
that
too.
was Willa Ford, no?
No, Juliana Gill.
No, Will Ford got killed.
Oh, she did get killed.
She did show her boobs though.
She
Willa
did.
Ford.
She
Yeah.
did.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't bounce on. She did.
No, they were hard as
They're
rocks.
That's because she's wannabe bad, right?
Ah,
Put her
you
one
fucker.
single.
You're so nasty.
Leave us alone. Leave her alone.
Leave her alone. That's funny.
But I also like movies that use sex as a weapon, like movies like Teeth,
Oh, that's a good one.
Hard Candy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was no sex in her.
No, but she used
No, but it's
sexuality.
not
Okay,
Right,
sexuality. She was so, yeah.
Because
She was enticing him. Yes,
Yeah,
you're right,
she
you're
was
right.
seducing him into pedophilia, and it was very psychological.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That was
Has
a good
anyone
one.
seen that? Reminds me of like Audition. I've never seen it,
Never.
but it's like the same
Seen
thing where
it
she like
once.
lures, like I guess she lures men and like you know they're expecting a fantasy and she just like tortures them. And to me, that's where Hard Candy is. It's like
Yeah.
she
Julia.
tortures him. And
Because it was a revenge, no?
It was a revenge thing because it's like he's a pedophile, And it's like, to me, that's a powerful thing that women do. That's what I kind of like. And here's where I kind of go with I Spit on Your Grave. As bad as the sex scene is, I think that movie is important.
Yeah.
Only because it's a revenge movie in that women are taking back their power.
Yeah.
Like, she gets horribly raped. Like, it's bad.
And beaten and bruised.
Bruised. It's like, she's fucked up.
She's tortured.
But she takes revenge in the highest form possible. So it's like, there is power in those movies.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other rape revenge movies, I'm sure. Like,
she starts living her best life.
Yeah, it's just like, she kills them all and just like, and she's happy about it. So, and it's like, to me, it's an important genre in horror films.
Yeah.
Like, those
I for
really-
sure like those women empowerment things, and it's a satisfying outcome. But just the watching of the sexual violence is just hard. Like I have two sisters, and I'm very close to them, and like just relating those things. Yeah, exactly. To any women at all, but because
and that's why I can't watch those things. I grew up with my mom, my sister, my grandma, so I can't imagine things that happen to women like that.
Oh my god!
Fun segue though. Since we just watched Martyrs, I'm actually glad they did not have a rape scene in that movie.
I'm glad too.
I'm surprised they did it.
I'm surprised they didn't as well.
Like, I'm surprised
that would have been like
very brutal.
It was tough watching her getting beat, but the rape,
Yeah. But if anything, I read a lot about the ending because the ending kind of fucked me up, and I just was questioning it the whole time. Like, what did she say? What did she do to, like, I felt my favorite thing, my favorite theory about that ending was that she didn't see anything at all. And so that way she could prevent another girl from going through this. She fabricated the story, gave them what they wanted, so she could end the suffering.
But
in that, she became a martyr.
That'd been good.
But I wouldn't agree about that because they showed her going through the light and doing all that stuff. They had that moment.
But you don't know what
she's saying.
The girl,
you don't know what she thought, but she's saying she didn't see anything.
Right.
So,
but then that would make no sense of why the old lady killed herself in the bathtub, because by doing that,
it could be in the story that she fabricated.
If she fabricated that, then everybody else who was in that room is then going to be like, well, it must be fucking great because this bitch killed herself for it.
Yeah.
So they're going to continue to treat women that way.
I think she actually saw what she saw.
Well, just to throw it out that I hated the movie, so.
I don't know. To me,
it's gratuitous violence. There was no point in the movie. There was no lesson learned. It was violent for the sake of being violent.
But do you always have to have...
No, I don't, but I would like...
there was a lesson learned that there are people out there who will go to lengths to do anything possible to see what...
Far-fetched. Ain't nobody kidnapping people to peel them off.
But that's the same... So that goes against watching Hostel. What lesson did you learn in watching Hostel?
I didn't. Did I tell you I like Hostel?
No, but I'm just saying, like...
Don't no bitch in foreign countries.
But at the same time, it was announced as a violent movie, blah, blah, blah. That was their shtick. It was a Saw kind of thing. Violence for violence, and that's what I went in expecting. Martyrs, I was like, it's so cerebral, people hyped it up so much, blah, blah, blah. I didn't hate it. Well, yeah, I said I hate it, but yeah. But it's like, it was...
Someone's back.
To me, it was violent for the sake of being violent.
Well, how did you feel after?
It was...
I was like, why? Why did I watch this?
I don't think it was violent for the sake of being violent because it had that human quality of someone escaping being tortured
and coming back,
but them being so emotionally just destroyed and so just powerless and helpless that they had to go and find a reason to live.
That was martyrdom.
And in doing so, exactly, they were so absorbed in the violence of it that they completely lost any human qualities that they possessed.
They became something more. They transgressed.
I think you need to watch it again.
No.
I think it's really vivid.
And just
I like Inside more.
Far-fetched is unbelievable to me because things like that happen in real life every day. Look at that fucking family they just found. The oldest daughter was 29, and they were still chained to their fucking bed in their house.
They weren't like peeled off. There was no like that's extra.
That has nothing to do with it. If things like that didn't happen, you wouldn't hear about pedophiles. You wouldn't hear about rapists. You wouldn't hear about murderers. You wouldn't hear about any of that stuff.
Right.
But things like that happen.
But this is where
I think they push.
We just think differently. Like that to me is not appealing. I did not like that kind of movie.
To me,
you guys love that kind of movie, and that's where we think differently.
Like I think they
I don't see what
they
you guys
pulled it
see.
too much where it took away from the story.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't go for what you're gonna do, but don't take it too far where it does not.
But I think that was the point of
It's not
it.
Yeah, they wanted to.
Yeah.
That
for
was the
sure.
point of
Yeah, but
Martyrs. They
and that's fine. But
They were taking them to
us,
the edge.
For
I get
us,
it.
it focused more on how far you're gonna push it than what's going on with the story.
Yeah.
but that was part of the story.
Mm,
But that
is
was
the story.
That
it
was the
is a
story.
but it takes it to more of an art.
Listen, I agree
Yeah.
with it, but I don't
So okay,
understand it.
for a movie like that,
No.
I think what they did and how they showed the violence and how they displayed it, they did it in a way that it was not. I'm not gonna say like it's glorified, but it was done in a way that was informative. It was done in a way that wasn't.
Why did she kill the kids?
showcasey.
Why did she kill the family?
Because she's fucked up. Why she's seeing.
So then
fucking-
she deserves to get peeled.
She
But it
wasn't
wasn't-
the one.
she wasn't
that
the
did
one that was getting
That was
Oh, yeah, you're
the
right,
other
you're right,
girl.
you're right. Anyway.
Movies like a Serbian film. That is a movie that takes
Yeah.
the
Oh, I
gratuity.
want to get to that.
Right.
Get to the sex.
Exactly. But that's a movie that takes it to a point where why are we watching this? I don't need to see any of this shit, you know? With Martyrs, I was watching it and I was going through the experience. I was emotionally invested in
And
it.
that's the thing. That movie to me is about the experience. It's like, it's a masterpiece in the sense that if a movie could make you feel fucked up and just question a lot of things about life, that to me is a masterpiece. Like it. Yeah, you might
It
think
got
there's no
you
point.
thinking about martyrs.
did.
It shows you the limits that
People
a
are
person
willing
can
to
go
go.
to, and the limits that you yourself can get through.
Far-fetched.
If there
before
was sexual
dying.
violence in that fucking movie, it would have just kicked it up more notches. But it's just like she took so fucking much, and yet she just was like. To me, that's another thing where it goes into the rape revenge films. The strength of women. She took so much and still survived till the end. Skin ripped off, everything. You can interpret the ending however you want. She survived all that and is still at the end. To me, golden, legendary, final girl, whatever you want to call it. So, that was me.
she died.
Yeah, she died.
That's
That's
she
not
final
a
girl.
girl.
She died.
But I get it.
I thought she. Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
But now a Serbian
Like a
film,
bad bitch.
Serbian
Yeah.
in
film.
terms of sex.
Ugh.
These are okay. I don't know who's seen it.
I have.
Okay, you two have seen it, obviously, but
Like,
like
you seen Sarah?
the number of films that should not have been made, but was made anyway. Shock value to me is just
It was just there to be there.
Yeah.
damn. The sex in this fucking movie is just like okay. Like in the beginning, you get a good because do you know the story of it or just a quick little bio? You know, legendary porn star. You know, doesn't do much work anymore. He gets an offer saying, "Look, we want you to be in this Serbian film. It's you'll get a lot of money." He's like, "Okay." Basically, it's an Alice in Wonderland type of thing where he goes into this very dark, very heinous type of
Very dark.
thing, like to make this director's masterpiece, and it's very fucked up. And it's just like sex is obviously the big basis of it. And like I said, if you don't like sexual violence, don't watch it because it's like you see some shit like. When I first saw it, okay, there's many scenes where you're kind of like shocked.
Yeah.
There's a certain scene that I was like personally did not like because it's like okay, they drug him, and that's to get the effect of whatever the director wants.
Yeah.
And he's fucking this chick, and it's not so much what happens at the end because she's chained to a bed, and I'm sure she was either. I'm gonna take that back.
Spoiler alert.
She's not a willing participant, but basically. He freaking, fucks her from behind and, like, in just this rabid rage, starts, like, beating the shit out of her at the same time. And I'm just like, I was just like, oh my god, like, if you want to see a movie about sexual violence, like, this is the top
Donkey
tier
Punch.
for
He
me.
beats her.
It's not even Donkey Punch, like, he beats the shit
Multiple
out of her.
Donkey Punch.
He
Like,
fucks her up.
he fucks her up, like, he just starts beating her back like crazy, and then gets a machete and cuts her head off. But, like, it's fucking crazy. This
Yeah.
movie is fucking
Yeah.
insane. Like,
That's a movie.
that's a movie.
Shock for shock value.
Yes.
shock for shock value. Like,
Yes, absolutely. When he, I'm gonna say it. When he fucks the baby,
okay, that
What?
fucked me up for like I
he
thought
fucks
that
a baby.
Like there's a like I guess he's showing him. He's like, oh no, you think what you're doing is bad? Watch this, and it's just like he's it's like a doctor. This chick is giving birth. He takes the baby out, you know, giving birth. He like slaps it and everything. Puts the baby on the back.
I don't need one.
And fucks the baby. Like I was just like.
Yeah,
No, because I've been drinking my drink and
and
it's
it's
warm.
It's
infant.
tough to
It's
watch.
an infant baby.
Newborn baby, like what can top that?
But that's the thing. That fucking movie was made for the goddamn shock value. It wasn't for anything else, and that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because people watch that shit just so they can get a reaction out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like
Torture porn.
Why?
It's torture porn, but to the max. Like this is like I said, if
It's pretty much a snuff film. Like
It's a snuff film.
snuff film
Yeah.
with actors.
I want to take a shot for sex.
Let's take
Cheers
a shot for
sex.
sex. Cheersies. We're getting a little tipsy whipsy over here.
I want to
know,
ask.
it's
Can
just
I
a-
ask you guys one thing?
It should taste like apple pie.
What time
All
did you
right.
lose your virginity?
Oh, that's
Oh.
a good question.
Like age or time?
Age.
what time?
He said, what time?
in the afternoon.
I'm like,
12:52.
What day was it? What time was it?
3:15 a.m.
I was 16.
16. Okay.
Yes.
Did you like it?
No, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Okay.
Was it with a boy or a girl?
It was with a boy, and it was like I fooled around previously before that, but like it was we got high, and it was like during spring break or whatever, and I forgot what fucking grade I was, but I don't know. We fooled around like, and he's like, "Do you want to do something else?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Do you want to fuck me?" I'm like, "Okay, like whatever,"
Oh.
and that was it. And I was just like, you know, I don't know what to do. Like when you're 16 years old, you don't know how to fuck. Like you just like. Stick your dick in and you can just like, you know, seizure for all I care, but like, you don't know what to do. So
That's funny.
it
You
was
didn't
an
watch porn
experience.
at that point?
I did watch porn, but,
But
like,
it's
you
not
should-
the
okay, but
same.
I wasn't
Come
gonna.
on.
I mean, like,
It's
you
not
know
the
what?
same.
You know the general like.
but at that point,
We don't have lube handy. We don't have all these.
It's
No,
gay
no.
sex.
You
Gay
know what
sex
I
is different
mean?
from straight
Yeah.
sex.
like at that point, like all I
know.
watched was like, you know, like 30-second clips at the time.
Yeah.
So for
We
30
didn't-
seconds.
we didn't have
Okay,
the
it was
money.
in the. I didn't have Pornhub at my time.
Yeah,
Wait,
you're right,
internet
you know.
was terrible at that
You're
time.
right.
Internet was terrible. I had 30 seconds.
You have
30 second
AOL.
clips.
You have the AOL shit.
Like I still saw Brent Corrigan, and so but Brent Corrigan was a bottom. I wasn't at the time, so I didn't know what to do.
Girl.
I know what they
Isn't
had to
that
do,
juice?
Girl.
but I didn't know what to do. So it was awkward. I didn't come, but like it was fun.
It was fun. Okay.
It was
So
alright.
you did enjoy it.
I
You did
enjoyed
like
it.
that.
It was just an awkward experience because I was just like, and I was like, okay, I'll see you at school.
Did you fuck with a condom?
No.
Oh.
Who did?
Eddie
I'm
next.
kidding.
I was 12.
12.
Ooh.
Did you
Wow.
like it?
I loved it.
Yes.
I was the one who wanted it. And
Wow.
I got on top of it and I started writing him.
Holy shit, at 12?
How old was he?
17, 18.
Hold on. You don't remember like being like hurt or something?
No.
What the fuck?
The second time it hurt. The first time.
time.
Oh, and I haven't gone to puberty either. So.
Born to be a bottom.
Wow.
First
Okay.
I'm a first
young.
man. I'm a first.
Anything else you want to add to
Yeah.
that?
No, just that's it. I had sex with when I was 12. I wrote him. I loved it, and we were fuck buddies for years after that.
Nice. Alan?
For a boy, it was 13.
Oh shit.
For a girl, it was 16.
Okay, so let's
Oh.
go with boys. That was your first time.
Yeah, that was my first name.
Yeah.
13.
Well,
That's young. Like,
that was when I got.
He was 12.
When I got
I know that's
fucked.
fucking.
We're
13's
you
young.
got fucked.
I got fucked at 13 with a girl that's different.
Oh, okay, I get it.
How old was the boy?
Same age as me.
13.
Yeah.
That's
Did
interesting.
you
Maybe a
like?
year
Did you
older.
enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. With a girl too?
It was fine with the girl. Like, it wasn't anything special. But it was,
It was for her.
It was for her. She loved it.
actually, it was special for her, apparently, because she, like, left crying. And, yeah, I don't know why. She didn't tell anybody why.
You peed inside her.
No. And we used the condom,
That's
so it's
fucked
not
up.
like...
Can that happen?
To pee inside someone?
But then
Yeah.
years later, she apparently had told one of the
was
other people who was
joking.
there that she was a virgin, which was bullshit because she used to tell everybody all the time that her and her ex-boyfriend that we all knew, who was way older, would have sex with her all the time.
Oh, Jesus.
So we all knew that she was.
We don't need that drama.
we like drama. We're gay.
She told her mom that I got her pregnant.
And I took it to Maury.
I've seen that, Amor. Belle?
I was a late bloomer. I was 19.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's
Were you on top or the bottom?
I was on top, I believe.
Do you still talk to him?
Yeah.
How is that?
Fine.
Fine. Have you hooked up since?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is he straight now?
No.
Like, you're being very cryptic. Like,
No, I'm not.
It's like,
No.
you what?
Mine is.
Yours is what?
It's straight now.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
mine too.
Oh.
With a kid.
Oh.
Mine
You
too.
like
I
the
got two
straight
kids.
daddies. I've never been with a girl, so I'm a gold star gay. And I'm very proud of that.
Were you born C-section or natural?
I was natural.
Okay.
My brother's
you're-
C-section.
Okay,
What
so
does that
he's
have to do
black.
with it?
Because you've never touched a vagina. So if you're a gold star, you've never fucked a vagina, but you're a platinum, you've never touched a vagina, so you haven't come out of a vagina. If C-section babies have never touched vaginas. C-section gay babies.
So if I was C-section and I never touched a vagina, that means I'm legendary?
Platinum.
Platinum,
Who the fuck
bitch.
comes up with this?
The
RuPaul's Drag
homos.
Race.
Gays.
Gays.
The gays. The
Sorry,
whole
you're
class.
not gay enough.
Faggots.
So I was 14 and I hated my first time. I was
Oh.
shaking the whole time. I was so nervous. I was like one of those, like when you have hypothermia or whatever, the teeth clenching and everything. I was so fucking
Deer fever.
Deer fever. Is that what it's called?
Or buck fever, whatever it is.
Doe fever.
No, but it's an actual thing. Did you
Reindeer fever.
remember
Bambi
when,
fever.
what movie was it? God, with the little girl and the rapey uncle. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Split. Yes,
I love
thank you.
Split.
You know when she's like shaking because she killed her first deer or whatever
Yeah.
it was? It's an actual term.
Yeah. So he started like I was 14, he was 19, and he started like
Ooh.
touching me and cut the plume. I could not stop shaking. Like my teeth were clenching and I was nervous,
It's
but
like I'm about to get raped.
no, I wanted it. I was like,
So you bought them?
but yes.
Okay.
But I wasn't. I don't think I was ready. You know what I mean? But I liked him, and the
That's why you
situation was
did it.
perfect. But the first time was not perfect. But after that was fine.
There you go.
Interesting.
Any other questions? So we can. Oh, can we talk about the Halloween news?
We're ending sex.
No, okay.
No,
Anybody
are
else
we
got
not?
anything to say about
Yeah.
sex?
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
Did anyone reenact favorite sex in a movie?
Oh
No.
I think I've tried to reenact some stuff, like here and there that I see.
I try to
but
reenact
never
for
works
porn,
out.
not horror movies. It's just horror movies. It's more of a fun thing, like an enjoyment, and I keep it separate from like my sexual life. What I try to reenact is porn
I've quoted movies.
because I think
where
if I
have
think
sex.
something maybe.
For sure.
Oh well, the only no, the only time I did something like that was like okay, like if I was on top of somebody, I was like, "I'll rip your soul out, daddy," but that wasn't sexual.
That's fucked up.
Evil Dead,
That's
like,
fucked up.
right?
Why don't you say something or reenact?
They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Nothing."
Shut up!
I was like,
Gag
"Nothing,
your
nothing."
mouth, bitch.
You
I just
nasty.
did it for fun, but it wasn't even a sexual thing. I just did it to be funny. Like,
You're
that's
nasty.
it.
You're a nasty girl.
But no, nothing to reenact like a horror scene.
I've never reenacted a horror
Or gave you ideas or anything?
I've reenacted the pool scene from Sex Girls by or Sex Girls.
Sex
from
Girl.
Showgirls by
Like, Mr.
myself.
Showgirls, sex girls.
Sometimes I'll fill up the bathtub and I'll just I'll fucking flop around like she did in the movie.
You'll hit the back of your head. You're gonna get a concussion. Then you're
Oh
gonna
my
go to the
God.
hospital. Then you're gonna have to explain that shit.
I was careful.
He was whipping his hair back and forth.
I was Elizabeth Berkley.
How about you?
No, I can't say that I have.
Am I the only one?
Okay, I'm
I
curious.
can't
what
even
did you
imagine
reenact?
a sex scene that
One of
I
my
would
favorite
want to
scenes was
recreate.
from Urban Legend. When she was having sex, listening to fucking like Rob Zombie and Samuel Westward.
Yep.
And she's like, shut the fucking light off. Having sex with a goth guy? Like that, bent over the bed with the music playing? Oh yeah.
I think I would do that with certain songs because it's like I would fuck to like Marilyn Manson or like some of the dark wave music I listen to just because
Yeah,
it's like
same here.
maybe that's horror-esque. Where
Yeah.
I could do that. Where
That's-
I'm like, fuck, like I'm gonna.
That
put
was your
on
inspiration.
Well, kind of like inspiration. Like I put on like maybe Trust or something like a certain song. I'm just like,
And you
okay,
feel
this
it.
is like- you feel it. You feel the music.
Especially in a
And you
concert.
feel, yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh.
You feel the. I don't know, maybe, but that's in
Like,
terms of scenes, not really.
What's that?
With the new.
Like that, or like when I watched Friday 13 Part 7 with the sleeping bag, like
Yes.
sex and camping. Like all that stuff made me like curious. I'm like,
Yes,
that sounds like
yeah.
fun.
Let's go camping.
Or like
you know.
Outdoor sex.
Yeah, or like I know you did last summer with Julie. They're like, "Are you ready? Are you
Okay.
sure?"
Oh, okay. I got it. Who's had outdoor sex?
here.
I've had.
Have you ever had those
We have sex in the
blowjobs.
bathroom at
I did every
a camping place.
Yeah.
I love that we all just raise our hands and no one will see what we did.
Yeah. We raised our hands.
We all
guys.
raised our hands.
But no one had that fear of like, oh shit, like what if a killer comes and like kills me while I'm doing this
Oh,
shit?
we were pretty safe.
I was more worried about like cops showing up.
Ah.
That too, but
Is this
like,
in the middle of the night?
the cops are the slashers.
I have to get the weed done.
I've definitely blown someone in the woods and like people have walked by and it was like kind of just one of those like that's
So
awkward.
is the question, are we okay with public sex?
I definitely
I
am.
am.
You
Yeah.
are? You are?
Ooh, girl.
I was never into it, but then my boyfriend got me.
Oh, I remember the hiking thing. Okay.
That's always fun. Except
I'm
the
okay
beach.
with public, but not being watched. Does that make sense? I'm okay with
You're okay
outdoor,
with being outdoors.
outdoors, but not being watched. I don't
I'm
wanna
the
be
same.
watched.
I can be outdoors, but I don't want to be anywhere where somebody's in a.
Yeah, I gotta be far away
Like,
from
that's
people.
fine,
Yeah.
Because God forbid, I don't want to be that one person who like pees in the park and gets pulled over and I on the sex registry.
Yeah.
That's funny. I do have a weird like voyeurism thing, and I was telling you this earlier. I like to go to bathhouses, and as much as I love, I do like just relax and de-stress and do all that stuff. There is a very kinky sexual
That's
thing.
just like in the
It's
sauna.
sexy.
Well, it's sexy
saunas are like
to
that.
be naked in front of all these men and for everybody to just I don't know, just to be present. And there's certain guys who will want to jerk off with you in the sauna, in the steam room, you know?
That's why these places exist. There's
Exactly.
a lot of people who
Exactly.
like this.
And it's not even the gay area. I would go to a spa that's public to everybody.
Yeah.
With all the Korean men.
Gay men. It doesn't. No, the one that I go to doesn't have that many Korean men or anything like that.
It has
It's
some.
just
Not
called
I
a
don't
lot.
think, I don't think there's not many Koreans in Burbank.
It's just a lot of straight daddies and gay men and everything.
No,
It will be a mixture.
Yeah.
It will be a mixture of people, and it doesn't matter what sexuality you are. You're all there at the same time,
Yeah.
and it's just that.
It's just sexy.
It's sexy. It's an,
People
it's
just like to be watched.
and
when they're jerking off.
Yeah.
but not
There's
even,
room
not
for
even-
everybody.
that's
There's room for
different, though.
yeah,
everybody.
not even jerking off. I for some reason I get off on the fact that I'm just there naked. And no one is saying anything about your body. No one is saying anything about
You want to
what.
go to a nudist camp, don't you?
I would love to go to one. I've never been to one.
Let's go.
But it's just
Fuck
that.
no.
It's just the aspect
go.
of being
Don't go.
there. Why not?
Because they're always really old people at a nudist camp.
You know I like
Old
dads.
balls.
No, I mean
Gross.
like grandpas.
Oh, grandpa.
Wait, so
So are we ending sex?
we're going to Palm Springs?
I don't know.
Well, okay.
Do we have more questions
One
on sweats?
one more question then, since you brought it up. Is there any kind of music you like having sex to?
Okay, I have the perfect answer for this. I can't listen to music when I'm having sex because then I start singing and lose my erection.
I love it.
I thought one time that I wanted to try it, so I did, and I put on what I think is like the best song to want to fuck to is Korn's "Beat It Up Right," because like that song's about getting fucked in the ass basically, and like all that. So, and then I tried it and it didn't work.
I can't concentrate on
No.
two things.
I was too busy singing.
I don't know. For me,
I
it's
was
like
busy singing
the
too.
new age '80s type music I listen to. Like you know what I'm talking about. Like,
Dark wave.
dark wave, all that
electro,
shit.
That's
good.
industrial.
But then even then, I kind of could go classic, and I could do Barry White. Like I like R&B type. Look, okay.
Request.
Honestly, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm classical. I like to do that. I even made
Industrial's
a
not classic?
playlist one time. I made a
Oh.
playlist of fucking music, and it's just like I did have
Put it
Marilyn
on.
Manson in there. Like I had all
Love is
my,
in the air.
I had
Dog.
garbage. I had garbage. Number one crush on there.
Oh,
like,
fuck yeah.
that was my
what
startup
I'm-
song.
Thank you.
So like that was my startup foreplay song. Like because it was just I don't know. It's just
The
shit
moaning
like
in the
that.
beginning.
Yeah, it's like
That's hot.
So you
Shit
can
like
go through
that.
with it?
I can go through with it. It's just
Okay.
I haven't done it.
Because there's some music that sets the
Yeah.
mood for me. It's like a lot of industrial. God.
So you can go through it with it.
Yeah, I like it because it makes it. I feel very sexy. I feel very me. And I don't know, I just like, and it just makes me want to get into character.
To
like,
me, it always
naughty.
backfires because I think of like sexy songs and get the bloom, but then I start singing it.
But you're listening
like,
to the music you like. That's the thing.
that I think is gonna go with the sex. Not that I like, but I end up knowing the lyrics, so I have to sing
Do
along.
the
obviously.
opposite. Don't pick something that you normally don't listen to.
Well, how am I gonna know if it's good for sex?
You gotta try it.
Jerk off.
No, because then he's gonna pick music he's like want to
The
listen
fun
to
is
that.
trying.
You know, he's gonna
No,
be singing
no.
and stuff.
I'm just.
That's what I'm
well,
saying.
I
We
can.
like
I
the
get
sound
your
of a
point.
TV show in the background.
Yeah, I like the
See,
sound.
I
of
can't
Carly.
do that.
Yeah,
I feel like that
can do
ruins
TV.
it, though.
But we start laughing sometimes.
If it's
That's
commercials,
why.
if it's commercials, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I pay too much attention to what's happening on the TV
Yeah.
rather than being connected with
And
the
it's
person.
bright and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do porn either because then I get interested in watching the porn.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can
yes.
do porn. I can do porn.
If we're
See-
jerking off, I have to watch porn.
See,
Yeah.
the TV
Well,
reruns
if
are
that-
bad.
I don't
if
have
that's
Yeah,
happening.
journey off.
What?
Different.
No, the TV reruns are bad because I tried it once watching Flavor of Love and I was just like, I was laughing at the
That's
same
your
time.
problem.
I was
Don't
laughing at
watch
the same
that
time.
shit.
I was just like,
Me and Anna were watching the Office, and we're like in the middle of it, and then they say something funny, and we both start laughing, and we're like,
nah, keep going.
keep going. Yeah.
I like to listen to ambient music, so I
What
like
is
to like hammock. It's just
No lyrics.
no lyrics. It's just
Oh, okay,
instrumental
so background music. Okay.
Yeah, hammock is one of my favorite things to listen to
See,
whenever.
I couldn't even do that because
I'm
then if I
working
know
with
the song, I'd be humming along to it or something.
I'll be like, oh,
I
this
was
is a
gonna
cute
say that too.
song.
Like, do a
Listen to the
score.
melody.
Listen to the melody.
Sway.
That's so funny. Ooh, that was a good talk. I love sex.
Sex is fun.
Sex
Sex
is
is good.
everybody
Sex is
likes
fun.
sex. Sex sells. That's why sex is important.
Yeah.
Put
You
more
love
sex
it.
in movies, you guys.
Be open-minded.
Yes.
Yes,
Hey,
absolutely.
did you guys
More
know
male nudity.
that the French call an orgasm the little death?
Yes.
Yes.
So it fits perfectly that sex and death go hand in hand.
The
Yeah.
Yes. The little
Like in
dance.
Bride Chucky.
Yeah.
Not an unrelated note, because this is pissing me off.
Tell
This
him,
is
George.
pissing Beto
Okay.
off.
So pissed.
What?
All of you are
Annoying.
very excited about this new Halloween movie.
We are.
The
Shut
people
up,
have
'cause this is
spoken.
going towards you too.
Bring it, bitch.
It's already
I'm
been
sorry,
brought in.
you are overhyping this movie way too much.
Are we?
Do you see how
40
many fucking
years later.
I see a new picture every day. I'm getting less excited about
Not
it.
even that's just a picture. Is the fake posters? Is the behind the scenes pictures? Is the cast pictures? Is the wig picture? Is the promotional picture?
Okay, but
every
I-
little
the
single
first
detail.
picture of Michael on set and you can't even fucking see him in the picture.
Exactly.
But okay, that was like a leak or whatever. But I will tell you, this is 40 years later. In what lifetime would you have expected someone like Jamie Lee Curtis to come back after she was done with H2O, after she was done with
What is
Resurrection?
Jamie Lee Curtis doing
She
now?
did Scream
She
Queens.
did Scream Queens.
No, that's
I know,
a
but I'm
bad
saying-
thing. That's why she came back.
But I'm saying, like, I personally, in my lifetime, never would have thought that she would come back to do a feature-length Halloween movie and be one of the stars in it. again.
Okay, that's all good and
She's
great.
smart.
That's all good and great. But Jamie Lee Curtis being on the movie doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
No one's.
That's
Halloween
what's
Resurrection.
happening.
Listen, I'm merely excited for the
Hold it
fact
happy.
that this is happening. I'm not even worried about what the movie's gonna be about, what's gonna happen. I'm just excited this is actually like in real life. This is actually happening while I'm alive and while I can witness something like
We
this.
get it,
You
but
know
it's too much.
This is what I say. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm excited she's coming back, but nothing takes the excitement I had when I saw H2O. That's how I feel. When I started coming back, and I was like, yes, it made me live it. And then they kind of erased it. Now I'm just like, meh.
But there
But how
wasn't
many
that much-
timelines does this movie have?
Yeah, I don't mind about the timeline. It's not
It's
bad.
just-
The fans
are
making
putting-
me not want to see it. Yeah, go
No,
on,
no,
sorry.
no, it's
You're
true.
right. You're
You're-
right.
no, I agree
That
with
we're
you.
gonna say something
Because it's just they're putting too much hype into it to the point where I'm just like, what am I gonna expect? I'm expecting something great, and if I'm gonna be disappointed, I'm blaming them.
These people are gonna be disappointed. All these people overhyping shit and posting every 5 minutes about it. When it comes out and it's not good, they're the first ones that are gonna be crying that it's not what I expected because you overhyped shit. That's why it's not what you expected.
And I don't need to know the casting. That's the thing. It's
4% Rotten
fine,
Tomatoes.
Whatever. Cast it. Do whatever you gotta do. Just like keep it under wraps. Like, I don't know. Okay, I got.
I will give you that. I will give you that. It should be kept under wraps.
It should be.
Too much is being exposed too fast.
Exactly, and that's what's gonna. I feel like that's what's gonna set it up to fail because people are expecting. The expectations are gonna be put so high that if this movie fucking fails, to me, I'm gonna blame fans. I'm gonna blame them for not keeping it under wraps.
True.
First of all, I don't trust Blumhouse to begin with.
They have good stuff, but
They have some good stuff,
but it
but-
doesn't mean it's quality.
It
doesn't.
What they're known for is only spending less money and making a lot of money. That's what
Yeah.
all their movies are made.
Yeah, but they make quality stuff on
Some-
less
yeah,
money.
Some are good, some
Yes,
are bad.
they do.
Some are good, some
yes,
are bad.
they do. Even the Ouija movie, even though that movie was made for little money, it still was made
Part
with
2 was
quality.
good. I like part 2. Part 1 was a piece of shit
No
and it was
one
a
liked
cash
part
grab.
1.
The story was a piece of shit, but I'm just...
Nobody liked part 1.
I know. Listen, I know, but I'm just speaking in
Some
terms
people-
of...
I'm just saying I wouldn't use that as an example because nobody liked Ouija 1, so like that's not
Ouija
Happy
1.
Death Day. That's Blumhouse, right?
Yeah.
we
Yes.
all love Happy Death Day,
It was-
so
Yeah.
they are capable of good things. Having Jamie Lee on it and them remaking it,
it's the fans
doesn't
doing
mean
that.
exactly.
Sorry.
I'm glad that there's a new Halloween. I'm excited for a new Halloween. I want to see it. I'm excited that there's kids being killed. I'm excited that Jamie's coming back. Do I need to hear every single piece
Detail.
of news?
Yes.
No, I don't.
No.
And it's just like when people be like, yes, queen, yeah, you're like, okay, fine, she's a queen, whatever, but like, that's not gonna make the movie. First of all, they fucked me up with the script. They're ignoring, Halloween 2. I don't know if that's true or not. I hope that's a lie.
I think it's true.
Then what is the point? To me, the perfect thing is that she's related. It's her brother. That was a perfect thing for him to come back with her. Like, that was the point of Halloween 2.
Now it's gonna be the victim
Now
that
it's
got
like-
away.
The victim that got, like, exactly. If that's the story they're gonna go off of,
I'm
fuck it.
gonna play devil's advocate here because all of you like Halloween H2O and
Yeah.
you all like Halloween 4. What happened with her daughter? Now she has a
It's
son.
not about the story.
But it's not
I
even
think
about the
it's
timeline.
But I'm just saying, what you're trying to explain it as right now is totally backwards and hypocritical because Halloween 4 and 5 are great movies. They make Halloween 6 and then they ignore all of that and make Halloween H2O.
They're just following one timeline.
But
I don't care about
But
that.
I'm just saying it's hypocritical. Because they can go ahead and do Halloween this follow up and they can ignore part 2
I get what
because they can.
What?
But
They're
do you-
creating
are
a different
But did they
movie.
hype H2O as much at the time?
The internet wasn't big.
Whatever.
The
That was
internet
the
wasn't
only
around.
secret.
I think Halloween H2O was hyped because it was 20
By
years
who?
later. It was a moment where people were excited that Jamie Lee Curtis was back
Yeah.
to the franchise.
Yeah, I do
But it
remember there
wasn't
being a...
overhyped.
It was, but not like this.
Oh, my
but it was.
feet.
Like,
Do you
again, I
remember
don't
that
need to
shit?
see
Do
casting
you remember
news.
how-
I'm older than
H2O?
you, then yes.
I'm sorry, but I don't
It
think
wasn't
so.
as hyped as
Chickens
this.
clapping.
This
Chickens.
shit is.
You didn't have the internet back then.
Okay, but even on the news, it wasn't on the news as much as her. There
It's
was
a
on the trailer
horror movie.
I get it. I'm just saying.
It's the 7th movie in a franchise. Do you think it would be hyped on
I
the news?
agree with you. Listen to me. What I'm trying to say
He's
is
on your side.
my fucking timeline is filled with the same fucking picture over and over and over again.
I don't want to see Jamie.
And it's
Today
not
was all
even-
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
and,
saying.
because
and
Jamie
the day
Curtis
before,
day.
and the day before, and the day before. Like there was a picture of the 3 like young people. Everybody posted it. There was a
I didn't.
picture of Jamie behind the camera, not even in front of the camera, behind the camera
Finger
with her
snaps.
normal clothes. And
Gun
people
spy.
wanted to like post this. Why
It's like,
isn't people being
Shut the
excited
fuck
about
up.
this?
Let the movie run its course. Let them finish.
Let it come out.
And then
Shut
see what
the
happens.
fuck up.
Wait for a trailer. Like,
If a trailer or a script, if
You know
we
what?
see that, then fucking hype it up.
I'm really... Oh, sorry.
But my anger is that these people that are posting are the same people who are gonna be complaining when it doesn't live up to their hype.
right.
That's all. Sorry.
I do miss
Yes.
the old days where you see only the trailers at movie theaters and on TVs.
And it was
Yeah.
a minute
And it wasn't
Yeah.
like every 5 seconds everywhere you go. That's why I don't know. I took it a break from social media. Like I just post a little bit here on Facebook, but everything else I just not.
I'm
on
about
it.
to do that, girl. Cause
I needed a break. After the holidays and all this shit, I needed a break with everything. And everything is because everyone's overflowing with the same things. Where I'm like, I need to stop and take a step back.
Yeah.
And I
It
can't
kind of
do this.
doesn't make you confident about it. because it's like that's the thing. Like for like example, Blumhouse does make good movies. I'll give them that. Like Get Out was good, Happy Death Day, you know, all that. You know, whatever, you can have that opinion, but you know, when it comes to reviving certain franchises, like okay, Green Inferno, they kind of saved it from production hell. I liked Green Inferno. I was hyped about it. I was like when I first saw the trailer, and then they pushed it back. And Blumhouse saved it. I was like, cool, but it's just like I felt like maybe they cut some shit out that could have been left in, because it was about Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah. That's kind of why I don't trust Blumhouse in the sense that, they market to money. They don't market to fans.
It's a new dimensions for sure.
Maybe, yeah.
For the PG-13 audience.
But I get it. Like, they're fans.
Oh, I'm going to be pissed if this is PG-13.
It won't be.
Oh.
It better not be.
I think Danny McBride knows better.
There's no way that they're going to allow
it. Okay,
it might be a
mark
soft
my words.
though.
If this is PG-13, I'm going to be royally pissed.
They will not allow that to happen.
No,
John Carpenter will not allow that to happen.
No.
Because it's like, okay.
Yet the fog happened.
But now I have the doubt. Now that you mentioned it, I'm like, what if it's PG-13? But it wasn't have any of them been PG-13?
No, not
okay,
one.
So we're
not
good.
One Halloween movie has been.
Shut up.
Not even 3 and 4. So and that was
You're right. So none of them have been PG, so we're good.
You never know. I'm just saying.
Now that you're going to extra to make this sad.
Because I am. This is
George just likes to stir the fucking pot.
I mean,
but these are
instigator.
He's thinking about it.
After seeing the picture from today with her wearing what she's wearing, like she's wearing the same fucking outfit Laurie wore in the original movie.
Yeah.
I can't expect much.
Same
from
haircuts
that.
in
Same
the 70s.
Haircut. She literally just like froze in time but aged.
Yeah, she's like a hippie grandma.
Maybe she's not like that. Maybe it's just for a promo.
She sells weed inside.
Could be.
You never know.
I don't like that's exactly what I mean. Like the pictures is nothing to go by. Like she can be wearing that outfit one scene and then she cuts her hair. Like like it's nothing.
It could be her Halloween costume.
That's what I mean. Like stop posting shit that is nothing. It's nothing. Wait till you see a good ass something worth posting.
Like a trailer.
Wait. That's it.
I would wait for the trailer.
A trailer, a script would be amazing. If we read the script and it was amazing, then we would all be like,
all for it.
Fuck it, let's watch this.
The problem I have is that photographer who is on set all the time and he's the one taking behind the scenes photos.
Is it a photographer?
It is a photographer. It's a photographer. It's an actual photographer. But I'm just
they're leaking too much.
I'm just like, why are they showing us so much? You're right. Why are they showing us so much at once?
Yeah.
Why are they showing us the houses that they're gonna live, the homes I should say, the homes that they're gonna live, when we don't know the basis of it, we don't know the trailer, we don't know nothing like that. Too much is exposed too fast.
I know why, because of the success of it. They
started
started marking little things. Everyone started.
But that even it was smart about it because it was one picture every 2 months, like little hints.
That's why little things are leaking.
Not a full.
That's why things
Jamie
are
Lee
leaking.
Curtis outfit.
Because they want people getting to talk about it and buzz it up. Even if they buzz it up, so will the fans and people are gonna.
Because that's what I was thinking of.
It's publicity.
But they also started shooting late. They were supposed to start shooting last year. They were supposed to start shooting last year, but they held production until January.
I was thinking about that too. They're gonna have some great shots because it's been a really pretty fall.
Yeah.
Or like fall. It's winter, but it looks like fall.
Where are they filming though?
North Carolina?
Is it
Carolina?
Oh, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
It looks really pretty. It looks really like Haddonfield-y.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know.
I like
I said,
that.
we could be surprised. You never know.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like right now, you
Don't
guys are putting my anxiety up.
Yeah.
You're gonna burn.
And I can't take it anymore.
Out of us.
They have to do that though because the movie is
They
coming
don't
out.
have
But listen,
to.
the movie's coming out in October.
Followers.
It's January. There's that much left of this year for them to do
they
the
have to
movie
rush it.
and to hype it and to do all this other stuff.
As I said,
so
That's
they have
irrelevant.
to.
That's irrelevant to our point.
But I'm just saying it could be a factor to why all this stuff is being leaked.
No,
and
they don't need to promote that much. Like, we already know this is
Yeah.
going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
If it's for promotion purposes, keep it to a simple picture.
The first picture, the one with her old outfit and her, that was everybody went
perfect.
nuts. Now we wait
End
for
it.
it. Now we wait for the trailer.
End it.
Done.
Wait for the
What
trailer.
the fuck
Don't
are
say
you
anything else.
doing?
Yeah.
Keep everything on the wraps.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Close set.
I'm done talking about this too.
I'm not gonna lie, the set photo was nice. Seeing Michael, I was like, it kind of gets you excited, but then again, it's like,
Why? Why is it news? We know Michael's in the fucking movie. It's
From
what
the
it's
original
about. Why do we need a picture of him just standing next to a tree? It's
because he's
just
chilling.
boggles my mind.
Chilling.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so excited.
Basically, to all our fans, calm the fuck down. Just wait.
I don't care.
Calm the fuck down and wait. I'm sorry. It's true. Calm down and wait. Wait for the.
I
Wait
would
for
say-
it to happen.
I'll
Wait
say
for it to
post
You
when
know what
want
they
to
say
post.
about when you talk
Just
about
don't override
something over and
things.
over and
That's
over,
all.
it never comes to fruition. So the
Yeah.
more people are going to talk about it, the more people are going to be disappointed.
I
The
think
more
so.
people, or the more chance that it might not even happen.
I mean, it happened the same thing with Rob Zombie. Everybody was.
defending it. It's over.
Everybody was. Bitch. Shut
You
up
lost.
and smoke your cigarette. In your world, I lost.
But he could be anything he wants in his world. He could be a wizard.
Duh.
And I'll be beautiful and bad.
But like I was just saying, like the Rob Zombie movies, they were hyped, and
I like those movies.
a lot
directed-
of people
I
were
don't think they
disappointed
were.
with
I
the
don't
first.
I like the
one.
director.
They were not too hyped though. Not as much as this. This is on a grander scale.
People did not want to see it because
And it was hyped for a different reason. It wasn't hyped because it was a revamp of the genre or the movies itself. It was because Rob Zombie was doing it, and we had
Right.
already seen what kind of things he was doing with.
And not many
So you
people
kind
like
of knew
it.
what
The
to
House Without
expect.
Corpses.
This we don't know.
Exactly.
I'd rather it be kept a secret. I'd rather be surprised.
I just hope it's not funny.
100%.
I don't want it to be some
Oh,
comedy.
please don't. Please
It's
don't.
not gonna.
I just saw Insidious and that was
The
terrible.
fact that Danny McBride is involved, I don't know.
We talked about this already.
But then again, look, okay, like I said, Jordan Peele with Get Out. I know you don't like that movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I expected it to be like, oh, this is gonna be like Key
the
and Peele
writer of
shit.
The Exorcist was a
Different.
comedy writer.
Exactly, you never
Yeah,
know.
you never know.
So
It's
maybe.
true,
Any
it's
good
true.
horror director will tell you that they were inspired by comedies, anyways.
Yeah. So
Because horror and comedy.
we'll see.
They
But
go hand in hand.
point being, let it ride, let it go. Don't give me updates every day because I'm just gonna keep expecting more and more. Yeah. Are we good? We're Gucci.
In your world,
I love
George.
Gucci.
In your world.
Do you have any more Gucci?
Okay, so that wraps up another
That is it. Is
episode
there anyone-
of Boys, Booze, and
We're
Blood.
good? Is that
Yeah.
it? Wow.
Okay.
Done.
First episode of
Go
the
out there
year.
and fuck some bitches.
Oh my
Fuck
god, first
yeah.
episode of the year.
Woo!
I'm so glad to be back. Bye.
Bye.